How can patients tell if their symptoms are allergies or a chronic sinus issue?
Typically, patients with allergies will experience nasal congestion, runny nose, sometimes sinus pressure and headaches. And there may be a pattern to it depending on what time of the year it is, what season. Typically in the spring, usually starting in March, we'll start to see trees pollinate. And here in Connecticut, we have just an unusual number of trees, just different species, all different kinds of pollen, and a lot of our patients will suffer from tree pollen. So if you know you're allergic to trees, you may want to just keep an eye on the pollen counts. You can use an app on your phone. There's lots of ways you can kind of monitor that, and maybe even precede the pollen count with your typical antihistamine, whether it's a spray, a pill. We recommend that people do allergy type measures, including a saltwater rinse every day. If you need an antihistamine, go ahead and use it if you're getting symptomatic. In terms of being able to distinguish, allergies from, let's say, something a little more serious like chronic sinusitis, a lot of that's going to depend on the pattern and maybe the history that you've had in the past. Seasonal allergies obviously will correspond to the season, and they may be sort of your typical symptoms. If you get symptoms that kind of persist, for weeks or months and don't really kind of go along with those symptoms, you may start to think about, chronic sinusitis symptoms, which can have a big overlap with allergy symptoms. But any type of sinus headache that doesn't get better, persistent congestion, postnasal drip, any kind of thing like that, that could be indicative of a chronic sinus infection or inflammation, and that's probably a good time for you to go see your doctor and try to get worked up.
Sinusitis. We know how to treat it.